Okay, so good day, class. So this is lesson 1.1, the nature of entrepreneurship uh, under entrepreneurial mind. So today we will be discussing about the following. This must be our learning outcomes. First is to explain the origins and activities of entrepreneurship. Then describe the schools of entrepreneurial thought and describe the entrepreneur and its characteristics. So, unsay mga character sa usa ka negosyante. So, unsaon ni nato pag apply, no? So, what comes into your mind, class, when you hear the word entrepreneurship? So, some says it's about innovation. Some says it's about money. So, it's correct. And entrepreneur is one of the powerful transformers of the world, no? They generate innovations or technologies that are meant to improve daily living. So, as for the definition, let us describe entrepreneurship. So, it is derived from the French word entreprendre, which means to undertake. And entrepreneurship is defined as a dynamic process of vision, change, and creation that requires an application of energy and passion toward the creation and implementation of new ideas and creative solutions. So, si entrepreneurship daw, it doesn't mean only that we enter into a business venture. There must be the creation of something new or something unique. No, there is new ideas. So that is by Donald F. Kuratko. So another is si entrepreneurship, it is not only about it does not only focus on venture creation and innovation. So entrepreneurship fixated on fulfilling corporate social responsibility. So this is being able to help the society specifically on poverty minimization. So environmental awareness, women advancement in other particular forms of support provided to localities and society in general. So, what value can you offer to a specific market, no, that cannot that others cannot give? So, one example that I could give you is there are some businessmen here in Baybay. So, there are businesses that are so old na, however, they are not closing. Why? Even though daghay bag-ong mga negosyo. Example is the EKS. If you are familiar class sa EKS, matinga mo, wa sila mag-close. Despite nga nag-open si Prince, daghay nag-open diri na apa si Belen, na apa si Metro. Why? It is because they are offering something, a need sa society, nga wa sa pikas. Makabantay mo, makunahuna mo, parihas man sila og mga products. There are some products nga naa kang Metro, naa kang Prince, ug naa kay EKS. So how come nga they were able to survive? It is because nga lahi ang ilahang target market. So example is si EKS, ang iyahang gi-offer nga mga products are like naay pwede sa baking, naay merchandise. Ang usang negosyo na apoy wearables, na ay appliances. So lahi-lahi. So if ikaw si negosyante, dili ka moadto sa usa ka grocery niya, mobalhin na pud ka sa pikas. Of course, ug asa nimo palitan tanan, diha nakatanan. So if you are the entrepreneur, you will be offering something nga unique nga wa sa uban. Another example is banana queue. When your neighbor offers banana queue, will you be offering the same banana queue? So you will be offering something unique, or you will put it like langka, diba? So that's for the provision of something para sa need sa usa ka society. So we will be discussing about the school of entrepreneurial thought. So sa entrepreneurial thought class, naay duha ka view nga tan-awon ang ato ang mga entrepreneurs or mga potential entrepreneurs before they venture in. So, na ay Macroview and Microview. Sa Macroview, we present a broad array of factors that relate to the success or failure in contemporary entrepreneurial ventures. So sa Macroview, this includes factors nga dili nato ma-control directly. However, we can reduce the risk, no, of these factors. That's for the macro view. Environmental school of thought, financial or capital school of thought, displacement school of thought. And then under the displacement, we have political displacement, cultural displacement, economic displacement. So, unsa ni siya nga mga factors or school of thought? So, first, sa macro view, no, the environmental school of thought are the positive or negative external factors that affect the lifestyle of a potential entrepreneur. Examples sa environmental is if you are to create or structure your milling company in a residential area, it will cause pollution, or they do employ programs which may address the environmental policies in the area so that they may reduce the risk. So mo na siya ang mga environmental factors nga pwede nga i-consider or dapat i-consider. Next is the financial or capital school of thought. Sa financial or capital school of thought, this is the complete focus of this school of thought in the search for startup and growth capital, because the securing venture capital is vital to an entrepreneur's development. Why? Because normally the absolute rule is that businesses can't start without a capital and the other also and other resources to be used for the operation. So the complete focus of this school of thought is the search, no, for the startup and growth capital. So next is the schools of entrepreneurial thought sa displacement school of thought. So, unsa man ang displacement school of thought? This thought process concentrates on the negative idea or the negative side of the existence of a group. It argues that a group can slow a person's development, either bringing it to a halt or gipastop or removing specific factors vital to the individual for them to advance. There are different displacements. So, political displacement, cultural displacement, and economic displacement. So, what comes into your mind when we say displacement? Of course, there is change. So, ayan. So, example of the political displacement is like atong nahitabo sa Afghanistan, no? It was subdued by Taliban, a rebel group. So, if there are political unrest, businesses will likely get affected. So, next is the cultural displacement. So, the historic Shaw neighborhood of Washington, D.C. So, this is a traditionally black community. This time, prices skyrocketed, no, over the last 2 decades. Why? Because this was a result in the cultural displacement of the congregation of the Lincoln Temple United Church of Christ. This is a staging ground for the 1963 civil rights march on Washington, D.C. So, this happened when the incoming residents did not join the congregation. So, its membership collapsed. By 2018, the regular congregation had shrunk to just 20 families. So, this resulted in the closure of the historic community anchor. Alright, for the economic displacement, nowadays we are facing a huge economic setback due to pandemic. So, number of businesses were not able to function normally. So, this unrest will likely cause inflation as the prices also of the raw materials increases due to different factors such as the travel constraints and restriction. So, the more delays, there will be more cost affiliated to it, no? So, another thing is the train law. So, if you are familiar with the train law or the tax reform or acceleration law, so, who benefited from it? So, ang mga MSMEs. Why? Because they were exempted from the income tax. However, those companies under petroleum, mineral products, automobiles, sweets and beverages, and cosmetic products, so they have additional excise tax. For the Microview, so this examine factors specific toward entrepreneurship being part of the internal locus of control. When we say internal locus of control, these are factors nga controllable ni managers or ni businessman. So, the potential entrepreneur has the ability to adjust and control outcomes of which major influence in this view. 3 sub-elements under Microview point. So, first is the entrepreneurial trait schools of thought, the venture opportunity schools of thought, and the strategic formulation schools of thought. So, for the first Microview, the entrepreneurial trait, according to studies, these are the traits nga common sa mga negosyante. So, the achievement, creativity, determination, and technical knowledge. So, these 4 factors are usually the exhibited traits of an entrepreneur. So, for the venture opportunity schools of thought, this school of thought is mainly focused on the opportunity aspect of venture development. The most essential criterion for this concept is for the entrepreneurs to develop the right ideas or innovations at the right time for the right market niche or market. So, ang inyo timan is if musod mo business, dapat naamoy target market. And then, from this, you will determine the opportunity sa imuhang business venture. So, next is the strategic formulation. So, sa strategic formulation, according to George Steiner, strategic planning is essential to the process of management. So, it emphasizes the planning process in successful entrepreneurial venture development. So, ingon po si Robert Ronstadt, the strategic formulation is viewed as a leveraging of unique elements. So, these elements are the unique market, unique people, unique products, or resources. So, in venturing into a business, ato timan-an dapat na atay gi-offer nga value sa specific market. So, di lang ta basta-basta musod og business, but dapat na atay target market. So, we don't just sell banana cue, or example, ball pen. So, we won't just sell a ball pen. So, we will determine ang quality sa ato ang ball pen if ang target market ba nato like students. So, unsay mas saleable nga ball pen? Ang 5 pesos or ang 500 pesos? How about when you are selling to professionals or kanang a businessman? So, more likely, they will buy more expensive nga mga ball pen if that will be your target market. So, in strategizing, you have to consider these factors, ang micro view ug ang macro view. So, to continue, so, tagnaan ninyo, kinsa ni siya. So, tagaan ta mag-example of an entrepreneur. So, nakoy trivia ninyo guys, no? So, if inyong tan-aon or inyong i-search ang top nga mga or top richest people sa Philippines, naay unom diha nga same ang apelyido, no? Matingamo nga naman same ang apelyido. Unsa may naa sila nganong same ang apelyido or like ang usa wa na same na the middle initial. So, aho ipaila nilo ilang tatay. So, this is Henry C. So, ang iyang mga anak nasud sa top 15 nga mga richest people sa Philippines. So, dili ni siya family net income, this is individual net income. So, sa ilaha walay dili negosyante, no? So, what do you think makes them an entrepreneur? Or Henry C., the founder of SM, what makes them an entrepreneur? If bamusud tag business, entrepreneur na ka. You're an entrepreneur once you create a new business bearing most of the risks and enjoying most of the rewards. So, ang entrepreneur po dato timan-an, if we call ourselves an entrepreneur, dapat we always go for innovation. So, ang entrepreneur man god a source of new ideas, goods, services, and business or procedures. So, that's according to Investopedia 2020. Alright. So, unsay mga characteristics sa entrepreneur? So, an entrepreneur does not just risk they enter a risk nga calculated risk. So, entrepreneurs are willing to take their time and money just to pursue ventures, no? So, patient. Another characteristic of an entrepreneur which you must possess. So, entrepreneurs are poised to withstand unfavorable situations. Uh, they continue to strive despite possible nga mga ma-meet nila along the way. So, patient nga sila. Another is responsible. So, entrepreneurs always show accountability to the unfavorable actions committed by their employees. Next is opportunity seeking. So, entrepreneurs always find fruitful opportunities in business, in life. So, next is innovative. Innovation is one of the key concepts of entrepreneurship, diba? So, entrepreneurs always display innovation in their business venture. Another is self-confident. Lisod pod og mamaligya ta and then wa tay confidence sa ato ang product. So, entrepreneurs are always confident with their skills and knowledge to be used in engaging entrepreneurial ventures. So, why confident? Because ang ilahang gi-venture out, ilan ang gistadihan. Wala sila basta ni sod. So, let's possess this. Next is human relation skills. So, this human relations, entrepreneurs deals with people. Moreover, entrepreneurs have the ability to establish human relations in order to widen entrepreneurial networks. So, that are the characteristics of an entrepreneur which we must possess. So that will be the end of this lesson. So for your lesson assessment and lesson task, your lesson assessment is to be passed next meeting, and your lesson task is to be passed 1 week after, no? So this after this meeting, ipass ang lesson assessment. That will be your deadline. And then sa lesson task, 1 week after. So, thank you so much and God bless you all.